Sun Valley High School. And from Sun Valley High School, went on to pursue a degree at Western Carolina University. I chose that university because I wanted to major in radio and television. I guess you could say at that time I wanted to be the next Barbara Walters. And as luck would have it, I took a couple of classes and learned very quickly that radio and TV folks didn't make a lot of money unless you were Barbara Walters, and didn't really want to be standing on the side of the road reporting about a snowstorm for many, many years. So I decided to change and become a marketing major. So I worked on a business degree, and during that time I ended up deciding to transfer to UNC Charlotte. And during that time when I transferred, I actually changed my major altogether and became an elementary education major. And so when I think back on it, for many, many years as a child and going through school, I always wanted to be a teacher. And so that's how I landed back in the field of education. So I actually started my career in Union County Public Schools as a classroom teacher at Union Elementary, and then went on to work at Sardis Elementary, and then worked for the county as a curriculum coordinator. And during that time, I really enjoyed presenting and sharing literacy and the importance of it with other educators. So I decided to change my course a little bit and go into the business world, and started with another company called McGraw-Hill, and worked for them for almost 5 years as an educational consultant, traveling across the Southeast, and then had the opportunity to move into the role that I currently have today, which is working at Scholastic Education as an account executive. I would say that in the time that I've spent at Scholastic, I've had a variety of different roles. I've been an account executive. I've been our vice president of training and development. I've been a vice president of adoptions and customization. And when it gets down to it, all those great titles, all that really means is that I got the chance to work in an organization and impact change across the country from an educational standpoint, and specifically with literacy. And so when I think back to my previous majors of radio and TV and marketing and education, I was able to really blend all of those together into the work that I get to do quite often. So don't worry about the fact that if you don't know today what you really want to do, that you'll have the opportunity to really learn about different careers and have the opportunity to try a lot of different things. When I think about how I've ended up where I am, I really think about my very first job, which was working at Chick-fil-A. And this was a long time ago, before Chick-fil-A's were on every corner. I worked at South Park Mall. It was one of 2 Chick-fil-A's in the whole area. And I actually worked there all the way through high school and then through college. And I learned a lot working at Chick-fil-A. I learned about the importance of customer service. I learned about the importance of working with a team. I learned about responsibility and, working for an owner, knowing that that's their personal business, gives you the opportunity to have pride in what you're doing and to be able to really support that business. And so what's interesting is I take a lot of what I learned in those Chick-fil-A days and apply that into the work that I do on a daily basis for Scholastic, and always putting that customer first. And I even call my customers partners. I don't even refer to them in that capacity. So when I think about the time I've spent at Scholastic, I ended up at Scholastic because I had a great friend and colleague that I had worked with at McGraw-Hill, and they had approached her about taking that role. And she was at a point in her career where she wanted to work on a more part-time basis, and she gave me the opportunity and introduced me to the opportunity at hand. So it's really important that you take the time to network, that you have a chance to get to know other folks, and really work on building what your reputation is. And it was because of the work that we did as colleagues and the hard work that I put in that she felt comfortable recommending me for that particular job. So that's going to be another important piece for you to think about, is who do you work for, who do you work with, and what type of support do they provide for you as well. So when I think about ups and downs in a career, of course there are lots of those. I've had the opportunity to be awarded the President's Award at my company not once but twice, and that was a great honor. But there's also been times that, things don't happen perfectly at work all of the time. There are opportunities that present yourself and challenges that you have to think about how you're going to handle. And so I'll give you an example. This past year with the pandemic, many companies have had shipping delays and issues. And so one of the great things that I tried to do was really just share the situation with my district partners, help them understand the supply chain issues, the paper shortage, and really work with them to help find a solution and find a way to meet their specific needs. And so even though those days were extremely hard, I'm extremely proud at how we all handled that work together. So in thinking about what advice that I like to give to high school students, even college students, and even those that are just getting started in their career is, I think, number one, always find a great mentor along the way. When I think about my very first job at Chick-fil-A, I always connected with some of the folks that had the experience and had been working there for a little bit. When I was a brand new teacher, you're assigned a mentor, and I had one of the best mentors you could ever have. And so that really helped me understand moving forward that I needed to find that mentor, someone that would give me guidance and support and encouragement on some really hard days, because there will be those. And so I encourage you, as you travel through your high school career and as you move to each field or each stage of life, I really hope that you'll think about finding those mentors that follow that path. So if any of you are interested in ever having a conversation with me, you can certainly have that conversation. I'm available to talk about the path that I've taken or to even provide advice or guidance along the way. And so when I think about what do I want to do next, one of the things that I didn't know I was really that great at, but learned kind of by happenstance by falling into the Scholastic account executive role, and prior to that being a consultant with McGraw-Hill, is I really learned how much I love being in the world of sales. And so I have actually started writing my own book, and so I hope at some point to publish that book and then to be able to encourage and to teach others about sales and what those good sales strategies look like and how you implement that. But a little bit of that I've shared in this video with you about what has helped to make me successful, not only in the world of sales, but really developing those relationships and partnerships with school districts and school district leaders. So I look forward to any conversations that we may have together and wish you the best of luck as you begin down that journey of choosing careers.